Hello, I want to ask, obviously last two games really have been kind of tough results, different ways. I wonder, now that you've had a chance to kind of look back on the game against Chicago, what are some of the things you feel like you saw in that game and things you guys want to adjust going into the game against Houston tomorrow?
Well, pretty simple. I think we scored three great goals. We were after the third goal went in, I thought we were in complete control of the game, and then unfortunately we let it slip. But I think one thing we've spoken about this week is the reality of the situation is it was no different than when we were in Chicago. The outcome was exactly the same. Just the emotion of how it happened is the complete flip. So we'd said before, if we match our results that we had in the first half of the season, then we're going to be okay, right? We're going to be there or thereabouts. And reality, when you take all emotion away, is we drew again. It was obviously disappointing the manner in which it happened, but the harsh reality was it's not a disaster, and it's something that we have to learn from and bounce back from real quick. So that's been our message this week with the team.
Looking ahead to Houston tomorrow, they're another team that's kind of lower in the standings, but has been gritting out some results lately and sticking in games. What do you see from them that you think you need to be looking out for in particular?
Well, yeah, I mean they stay in games, right? They've been scoring goals late, so great opposition to have after we went through on Monday, to learn from. I think they've become a little bit more direct than they were at the early part of the season. So being mindful of that, being prepared for that, making sure that we take care of the things that we think are going to be really important in the game. So denying space behind them, deciding, picking our moments of when we can press or not press. Obviously coming here is a tough environment in that relationship in regards to the weather. And then when we get the ball, showing our quality on the ball, I think is going to be really important.
And then one last one for me. You mentioned the weather tomorrow looks like it's going to be another very hot game. How's the team's fitness looking going into tomorrow? You've had a couple of injuries carrying through the last few weeks.
Yeah, we're doing okay. Anna's still not quite there yet. Shay is one that picked up a knock in Chicago. But everyone else is fine, I think. Yeah, everyone else is fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Any other questions for Laura? Charles? Charles, go ahead.
Hey, Laura, I just wanted to ask you. I know we've talked to you about mentality throughout the years. Um, we've heard so much earlier in the season about this team, working and ensuring that they're going to get better defensively after what happened last year. Has that sort of mentality of wanting to, improve defensively, obviously after what happened this past week, kind of helped this group come out of what happened against Chicago? Obviously, you got a lot of veterans, so being able to bounce back, I don't think it's something that is going to be too difficult. But I guess just more on that defensive mentality and wanting to improve on that back end. Is that something you've seen and they carry through training this week?
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out tomorrow, right? Like that's the evaluation of where we're at. Do we want to do that? Have we spoken about doing that? Have we trained that? Absolutely. It's definitely the DNA of who we want to be. I want us to hurt when we concede goals the way we have. I want us to be disappointed in that, but I also don't want us to dwell on it. I want us to move on and solve the next problem. And I think that's the thing that this team has done a good job of this season is we might make mistakes and things might not go our way, but we learn from them and we get better, and we arguably don't make the same mistake again. I think that's what's been really important for us to talk about is we've made similar mistakes in two games now. So how do we make sure that we don't do that again this weekend?
And then I know we heard from you earlier in the season about Jordan Idema. Oh, she came to you, I think.
Well, Charles, you froze for a sec.
I know we talked a little bit. Sorry, I thought I heard Ryan.
You
Can
froze
you hear me
for a
all right?
sec.
Yeah, go for it. You good? Go for
Try
it.
again.
Oh, uh,
Turn off the camera.
how encouraging it was is,
Charles, maybe try
on
to
her way to.
maybe turn off your camera for a second because it keeps cutting out.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's better.
Sorry. Yeah, just with Jordan Heidema, I know from you earlier in the season about how she had come to you and wanted to improve however she could. Just how encouraging was that her performance against Chicago, with the goal and the assist.
Yeah, I think Jordan the last 2 weeks has been great. I think the challenge for her now is to show that consistency moving forward and to make sure that she can continue in the vein of form that she's been in the last 2 weeks.
Alrighty, thanks, Charles. Thanks, everyone. We'll have Jordan here in a sec. Thanks.